Headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us on a very, very, very sad day. The images of that extraordinary bomb attack on the Mariupol maternity hospital are absolutely haunting. No doubt at all. This is a war crime. Tell us just what the effect has been on this kind of shelling, this kind of attack on civilian targets like a maternity hospital. What effect that is having on the Ukrainian people?
So Ukrainian people still believe that finally the West, the collective West and security guarantors to Ukraine, like the UK, the US, will finally stand up for us. Because actually, how many lives you need more to finally provide us maximum military assistance? Look, I cannot cry anymore because it's every hour happening. I'm receiving news from my colleagues, which are now working, defending Kyiv, helping to evacuate kids and newborn child, also elder women from Kherson, from Kharkiv, students. So it's, I agree with the previous speakers that not just Putin deserves international tribunal, and also all the people who are now destroying Ukrainian cities, who are destroying the lives of Ukrainians. Yeah. And I hope that one day, and it's as soon as possible, Putin will be considered as a war criminal and all his criminals against the humanity. So, but now it's like a strategy for next years. But now, immediately, because tomorrow or even today, another cities, more than 48 hospitals were under the attacks. And this Mariupol, I'm also volunteer of National Hospital in Kyiv, one of the biggest flagship hospital in Ukraine. They also were bombed. Yeah. Children with oncological diseases.
Yeah, I mean this is not the first attack on a civilian target. That's what the Russian forces have been doing. And as you say, Vladimir Putin, there's no doubt at all he is a war criminal. But also they need to make it clear, as you said, my previous guest, Colonel Simon Diggins, says that we need to actually make sure that every single Russian army soldier on the ground, that they realise that every single one of them will be held to account. But as you also say, that is about the future, what about doing things now? President Zelensky has once again, day after day, hour after hour, called for this no-fly zone to be enforced by the West. It has been made very, very clear by the West, by NATO leaders, that is not going to happen. We know that Britain is sending in some of the latest anti-tank missiles, huge amounts of military going in. What more can be done if the no-fly zone is not going to be enforced? What more can the West do?
Julia, let's be honest, we are not asking UK troops or US troops to be deployed in Ukraine. What we just asking, military assistance, anti-aircraft, air defense missiles, javelins, drones to stop Russian tanks moving to occupy Kyiv. Why we are not receiving even drones? So give us like 500 drones and we will close the sky also. And also javelins, stingers. And all you saw this, it's a nightmare to see this diplomatic when Poland is providing us jets, then US saying, okay, green lights, but then in another 2 hours they're saying, no, we are not giving because it's NATO has to approve. Russian war against NATO already started. Ukraine is a battlefield. Let's be honest. So what if tomorrow Putin starts threatening US, UK, the world? If you not withdraw your troops from Poland, then I will provide nuclear attacks. Yeah. Don't be afraid of Putin. This is important. Tomorrow morning, when I saw pictures from Mariupol, when people get buried in the collective grave, it reminds me like a genocide. It's already, and hunger. If we do not receive green corridors to evacuate more than 400,000 people who are now drinking water from sky because they don't have access, it's the real genocide. Hunger will start like within 2 days. In Europe, in 21st century, Putin is a combination of Hitler and Stalin together. And I don't know why people in the West who pray for values, now they are not ready to defend Ukrainians who are defending lives for these values.
And this is it. Is it everyone's very happy to fly the Ukrainian flag and send support, but not to do the ultimate. But as you say,
today Kamala Harris is coming to Warsaw.
Yeah.
She is meeting with refugees. It's great to help refugees, but we need support to children, to soldiers. who are now in Ukraine. We need American jets. So we don't need these PR pictures with American or other officials with Ukrainian refugees. It's not about humanity. Humanity, it's to stop war. It's to stop Putin. This is what we demand from the Western communities.
Thank you very much for joining us. Hanna Hopko, I can feel your frustration and your anger and despair